White man in boxing led the Flair Cops. Shout out to Goodfellas Sports TV.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out. All right, man, we back. It's your boy CJ Goodfella, Goodfella Sports TV. Let's talk a little bit of boxing. We got a situation with Canelo. We'll start off there. We also get to Andre Ward signing a new deal with ESPN. I got some words for Ward, so I'm going to go ahead and chop that up at the end. But, hey, let's talk about it. Apparently that the DAZN and Canelo still clashing. I got the inside scoop a little bit. Coppinger put it out there that right now Canelo might not fight this year in 2020 over money. They want Canelo not to make his $35 million and hold on the money. I'm going to hold on the money, all right? They don't want to pay him $35 million. I'll tell you what they're trying to pay him quite in a minute, all right? And apparently now the financials has become a problem, but they have a contract. And the contract states that Canelo make $35 million. I think Canelo has took less already before. If my memory serves me correctly, he's already took less money to make some fights happen before, and now they want Canelo to take less money. But in the contract, it say Canelo is due to make $35 million. But right now, they're in a situation where they don't want to pay him the full $35 million. They don't have a live gate because no fans. And I told you they was going to wait to have Canelo fight with fans, and that's why they waiting to the end of November. They trying to wait to December. Now they talking about pushing it back till 2021 before he can fight. And they've been bumping heads. It's to the point where Canelo and Oscar De La Hoya are not speaking to the DAZN brass. They legal team speaking together. And apparently you sign a contract, you honor it. But right now, the DAZN don't have the money. They didn't want to get in there and give Callum Smith an extra $1 million. And don't forget, they came in and they made up the difference for, I think, Kovalev fight and the Danny Jacobs fight. But at this point, I think they already realized, and I think a long time ago they realized that this wasn't a good investment. They may have to come and part ways. Obviously they have to come to a buyout agreement with Canelo, and I just don't think they have the finances to do a buyout. And if they can't financially please Canelo Alvarez and he can't fight, then Canelo, it might hurt Canelo as well. They might tie this up in court for years. And Canelo may not able to be fight. He may not able to fight. So, it's a situation where they were stopping Canelo from going to fight on PBC. They said on the two conditions they'd pay him good, right? If he didn't go to PBC and fight Uterman for the WBC, and if he fought Callum Smith or Billy Joe Saunders, right now the money to hold up. So it may come to a situation where they might tie it up in court for a buyout, or the DAZN might just file, Chapter 11 in America, and they might just file bankruptcy so they don't have the money. So, at the end of the day, if you can't accommodate him to fight on your platform, why not let him go fight Uterman for the WBC belt, and then next year he can come back and fight on his own? That only really can help, the DAZN out. It's some negatives. Maybe Canelo don't want to come back, but he has the contract. He has to come back. So let him go fight Uterman on Showtime. Let Showtime front the bill. Let Canelo build his audience up on Showtime a little bit. It's a better platform than his own. He come back on his own. Not only does he have a WBC belt, now if he fight Callum Smith, it's a good unification bout. Super WBA belt, WBC belt. Now he also has the Ring Magazine belt, Callum Smith. So why not do that? But boxing is a power struggle. Nobody wants to concede. It's like, it's like not being able to provide as a man or a woman in a relationship. You don't want to concede you can't provide. You want to try to do all you can to make up for what you can't provide. But in this situation, the DAZN is, they at a point where, that might be the best move. But right now they trying to get him to take 50% less. So we talking about 12.5. We talking about, my bad, he make 35. So we talking somewhere about 17.5. So they want him to take they want him to take a 50% split, I heard. So they want him to take 17.5 from 35 to fight Callum Smith. Problem with that is this. Canelo made 10 or 11 million versus Rocky Field, and that fight did not include his whatever 10 fight deal with his own. That was a fight that was just a prequel or whatever. All right. He made 35 or something fighting Danny Jacobs. He made 35 or something fighting Sergey Kovalev, right? Whatever he made in that fight. All right. Do you think from going to fight old Danny Jacobs, right? Danny Jacobs wasn't no prime fighter, in my opinion. He's an older fighter that ain't really done nothing. He go fight Kovalev. He an older fighter. Do you think he want to fight a younger fighter in Callum Smith for more money? Canelo like to fight old guys, the guys that already been beat. Callum Smith, he don't know how to lose. Callum Smith is younger. So do you think Canelo Alvarez want to take less money, a 50% pay cut, to fight probably one of the youngest fighters? The youngest champion he done fought since probably Austin Trout. That's a risk. You know what I'm saying? So, he'll still probably drain Callum Smith and have have his benefits, but Canelo not about to face a young champion, even if he's a Brit. He's not about to face a young champion for a 50% cut. And don't forget, a lot of the PBC fighters that was supposed to showcase on Fox this year, they couldn't get them on the schedule because they wouldn't take a cut. So you talking about the king of boxing, Canelo Alvarez? You think he gonna take a 50% cut? And still, to me, 17.5 sound good. But when you paying your coach, you paying your manager, you paying your promotional fees, you paying your taxes. He probably paying dual taxes over here in Mexico. He probably gonna walk away with $9, $8, $7 million versus $35 million. He probably gonna walk away with a dub. You know what I'm saying? So, do y'all really think Canelo is about to take on one of the youngest risks he ever took on? A guy that has several inches of height on him, a guy that hasn't lost, look bad versus John Ryder. You think he about to go take that risk for half the pay? They better off just saying, you know what? If PBC can pay you right now to go fight Uterman, go get the belt, come back here, and by the time that happens, we should have fans in the stands. We could do Callum Smith. We have the money right. But don't nobody want to concede. Canelo fighting on PBC is bad. Maybe he'll be like, oh, Canelo might like it and might not want to come back. So we don't know what the contract may say. The contract may say, there's an out. But they might as well buy him out. If they can't afford him, buy him out. Let him go somewhere they can afford him. You know what I'm saying? If Al can pay him, then buy him out. They know they messed up. The DAZN is going in the drain. They couldn't fill HBO void. All they did was complicate boxing more. I hated when the DAZN came on, especially when you put racist Eddie Hearn and racist Oscar De La Hoya as the forefront. That's when I hated them. You know what I'm saying? I hate them. I just hate them because they came here. You know what I'm saying? They complicated stuff, man. They made the boxing world way more complicated than it had to be. And but right now they fighting with Canelo, and hopefully they get it together. If not, maybe Canelo might not fight for a while if they take this to a legal battle. So I don't think nobody want to go through that. But the DAZN just ain't got no money. Straight up and down, they all out of money. But Andre Ward signed an extension with ESPN. They announced it, and it's funny. It's funny he signed an extension after he did all that company man tap dancing this weekend. All that Jose Ramirez. You know what I'm saying? And people was talking about on Showtime, how Showtime was rooting for Alexander Gosvick with Raul Marquez, whoever he was on with. And then Fury Wilder won. They was rooting for Fury, and how they always rooting for the white fighter over there. Showtime don't be going for the house fighter no more. Soon as HBO got out the game, Showtime say, yeah, it is a kid I savor. I want a piece. They start going for the white fighter. No matter if the white fighter came from ESPN Top Rank, he came from Queensberry Promotion, BT Sport. They start showing their true colors. And Paulie still been saying racist stuff after Showtime got rid of him. So he go Andre Ward being the company man. He sell out and talk about Jose Ramirez, and for a guy that made a career off of hit and don't get hit, all of a sudden he favors the ineffective aggressiveness of Jose Ramirez instead of the boxer puncher. And even when Timothy Bradley got to say you wrong, and I like Timothy Bradley. Oh, Dre, you wrong. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden he sit here and he played a company man role, and now he get an extension. Is anybody surprised? Is anybody surprised? Once again, you got all these dudes like LeBron James and, Nick Cannon. These dudes trying to be radical and corporate at the same time. You can't be radical, corporate, commercial at the same time. Either you're going to be radical and get it out the mud and be an entrepreneur and start a movement, or you going to be corporate and commercial. And I'm not accusing Andre Ward of ever saying that he's a radical. He never really cared to talk about race, and that's his prerogative. He's mixed race guy. That was y'all boy, Mr. Shine. Mr. Shine. Turtle wax on my head. Boy, you know what I'm talking about. He the one that sought out Andre Ward and drove to race bait Andre Ward because he wouldn't give him an interview like 5 or 6 years ago. All right? He did that. My thing is, he sat there and he don't have no code no more. HBO, he seemed pretty fair. But that's what Top Rank asked him to do. He went out there and he sold a narrative that wasn't going down in the ring. And he turned people's opinion on the fight. When you talking about Andre Ward, you talking about a technician, a fight doctor, master boxing. You know, he got a PhD. But what he did was he controlled the narrative like many other commentators. So when they showing the highlights of Victor Postal getting punched, they ain't getting punched, getting grazed, and they're not showing Victor Postal landing his punches, and then you put Andre Ward cosign on that what Mirez is doing is good, a lot of people gonna go away. Well, Andre Ward said it, and maybe if you don't ever say Andre Ward said it, it's subliminally went into your mind that he was winning. You know, at the end of the day, it doesn't surprise me, bro. You know what I'm saying? He sold his integrity for a new contract. I ain't mad at him. Get your money. But just see how it worked. He played a role. He get the bag. He don't play the role. He probably replaces him with somebody else. So it is what it is. Andre Ward, get your money. I ain't knocking you. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can reach out if you got business, question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App, PayPal inscription. Cash App, CJ Good 313. PayPal link inscription. Mr. Cash App, that's in the description. Best way to donate personally. Share the video. Check my other channel out, Motor City Sports Talk. Also, check my boxing news playlist and boxing room playlist for more videos like this. Best way to donate. Comment as well. Let me know what you guys think. One time for the one time. We gone.